evening and welcome to, I should say, good afternoon. Welcome to Music Scrap, the musical scrapper. And this is being recorded live on Ustream, so you'll hear me chatting with people in a live chat box. So I apologize for that if you're watching on Ustream, but you can fast forward through those sections if it becomes too annoying. But today's project is I'm going to be working on treasure box for my cousin's parents. Well, actually, her parents are my mom's cousin. Her parent. Okay, this is a long story. She's not really my cousin by blood. She's more like a step cousin. Her father's my mom's cousin, sort of. So I call her my cousin, and I call Fraser my cousin's father because he's technically my cousin too, but whatever. So anyway, her grandmother was my great aunt by her first marriage. She married my great uncle and he died at 26. But they had a daughter, and so she is my mom's cousin. But then when Aunt Margaret, who I'm named after, so she stayed my aunt even though my great uncle died before I met him. She stayed my great aunt and remarried and then had two boys, and one is Susan's father. So sort of like my step but not even step cousin. But anyway, we were brought up as cousins, so we're cousins. Isn't that an exciting story? Yeah, exactly, Linda. Exactly. So anyway, her father turned 80 in March, on March 25th this year. And her mom turns 80 next year on March 2nd. So they are having a surprise. They don't watch Ustream, so it's not like they're going to see it anyway. They're going to have a surprise birthday party in August for both of them. And her sister's coming down from Ontario and whatever. So the thing is, they both love flowers. They both are in the Horticultural Society and stuff like that. So they both love flowers. She loves purple, and she likes pink as well, but loves purple. And his favorite color is red. But, to make a combo guest book and a combo treasure box and a photo album for both of them is kind of tricky, because you don't want it to be too feminine, because he's as far from feminine as you could get. He's a hunter. He walks around in his work boots a lot of the days. Yeah. So I can't have it be too whatever. Hi, Eileen. So that's when I thought of this paper stack, because it has the top hats, and yet it has some green flowery, some nice stuff. It doesn't have any purple, but it does have reds. She doesn't sew. I don't know what to do. It does have some flowers. Most of what I have left there is the men's stuff, because I used a lot of this for Mom's book. But I thought maybe I could intersperse that. And then I thought, well, this one would be good, because it's Ledger. He loves reading. Oh, he reads everything under the sun. And this is kind of nondescript, I think for the treasure box, I'm going to use, I might use my Tyvek for all of it. Yeah, that was my other choice, was to try and make the Tyvek painted up so that it looks like leather. That was my other choice. But then to use these papers inside. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, Linda. I could mix these up with these ones, with the Recollections, because they're both vintage. The colors match. The greens match, and then the browns match. And then this one has a couple that are like pinky rose, peachy color. So I thought that's what I would do. Yeah. And then I've got these to use as my page bases. All these different cards. So, but I think first I should do the box. Let me show you just a moment here. Let me see if I can switch this over. Okay, so you guys should be able to see my screen now. I apologize. Don't look for a second. Oops. Okay, so what I have here, let me just get this whole thing in the way here. Okay. Hey, Lisa. So what I have done so far, where's my print shop files here? All right, what I have done so far is I have, let me do this, open recent, that one. So what I've done so far is over here I have Lois shares a birthday with, and then these are the birthdays, some of the birthdays, I mean there were hundreds, but I picked out some of the ones that I thought were kind of cool, names that she would know, Canadians, that kind of thing, not all Canadians, but oh dear, Carrie. See, Carrie, it's dangerous. Dangerous stuff, painting. I put too much water in my water bottle and I threw it in the fridge, so now the whole thing is ice. So, as I was saying, in the guest book, these are some of the pages. Okay? Oh, wait, now I should... Here's what... Oh, wrong thing. Sorry. Open recent. Signatures. So here's what the guest page is going to look like. Let me close that text box there. And let me close this. There we go. Hi, Elaine. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I got distracted from the chat again. Anyway, so their guest book, the signatures are page is going to look like this. Okay? Now, on the other side, I'm going to have, so on the facing side, this is made to be the size of half and 8.5 by 11. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. And when I print it out, I'm going to be printing them out on, I'm just going to print them on ivory, not cardstock, just ivory copy paper. And then I'm going to attach them to some ivory, well, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it exactly yet. I don't want to have to glue anything in. So it's 8.5 by 11, but I've got it as a JPEG. That's okay. So I have it as a JPEG, so I can shrink it to leave half an inch on the correct side for binding. So it's, I did it as 8.5 by 11, but it's going to be shrunk down a little bit. So, oh yay, Lisa. Okay. All right, so that's going to be one side. Then on the facing side, so that's going to be on the right side of most of the pages. At the back, I'll have extra signature pages because these two, especially Fraser, but both of them, they know tons of people. And it's kind of we are sending invitations to certain people we want to make sure that's there. But we're also going to do it by word of mouth and things like that. Still trying to keep it secret. But they know hundreds and hundreds. They know everybody. So we have no idea how many people are going to be there. So at the back of the book, I'm going to have extra just all guests pages. But on some of the facing pages near the front, I'm going to have things like this. is a list of people who have birthdays on March 2nd, the same as Lois. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, on March 2nd, Dr. Seuss, Desi Arnaz, Mikhail Gorbachev, Al Waxman, who's a Canadian. He is a Canadian star. Gordon Thompson was on Dynasty. He's from Canada. Karen Carpenter. Jay Osmond, Daniel Craig, of course, known as Bond, James Bond. And Martine Desio, who is a swimmer. So those are some famous birthdays on March 2nd, Lois's birthday. And then, oh, I guess I didn't open Fraser's. Oh, yes, it did. Okay. And so then Fraser, look at who Fraser shares a birthday with. Caroline Bonaparte, Napoleon's sister, Ed Begley, Howard Cosell, Gloria Steinem, Anita Bryant, Aretha Franklin, Paul Michael Glaser, Elton John. I mean, wow. Jeff Healey. What's the name of his band? Jeff Healey. Anyways, famous Canadian. Blind. He's blind. Hey, Dixie. So, so those are going to be facing pages for the guest sign in. And then some other guest pages. I've sorted through hundreds and hundreds of today in history facts. So then there's going to be a few facts on each of the facing pages for each of the date. Hey, Marie. So that's going to be in the guest book. Then I'm also making, I am also making a photo album, but it's going to be more of just a traditional, it's not going to have a whole bunch of scrapbook things. I'm just going to have pages. I'm going to have spots for 4x6 photos. Because, well, I might do 3x, yeah, I think I'm going to do 3x4. And I'll get the photos all printed in collaged on 2 on a 6x10 or 4x6. I mean, of course it does, Janet. Well, I don't know, Linda. You can tell us that. Anyway. So I'm just going to move those down there. And so this is all their history things that I'm cutting and was working on cutting and pasting. Now, before I move that, I'm going to take you guys back to my other camera. There, back to my camera. There we go. All right. Okay. So some of you are probably saying, phew. And I think I'm going to zoom in just a smidge. There we go. Let it focus in. Come on, focus. There we go. All right. So, Lisa. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, that's what I was going to do, Eileen. That's what I thought. Yeah. So, now, so the thing is, now I have to decide what size the box is going to be. Oh, we're also making, oh, I'll show you here because I have them printed off. So I have her invitation. But we're also making these cards. she's going to get them printed on cardstock. We're going to send some out with the invitation, so they can already have them filled in and bring them in and have them ready to put in the box. So I'm going to have there's going to be a slot in the box to put these cards. So we just want them to put a funny or sincere little story about that they remember about Lois or Fraser, or both of them, because a lot of the people that come are going to know both of them. They've been married 53 or 54 years, something like that. So, or no, 50. They were married the same year as my parents, 56. They've been married 58 years. Woohoo! Wow. Ah, ha, ha, David Cassidy. Very good, Linda. Woohoo! So, we're also going to have some blank ones for people who just drop in if they want to write something and put it in the box. These are all ideas. This is what I did for my mom as well. So, for my mom's 80th birthday. So this is my gift to her parents for their 80th birthday. Plus, I have to revamp the video I did for their 50th wedding anniversary to add some new updated photos of the grandkids and stuff. So, because they're all like 8 years older now. Okay, so I have to figure out how large I want the box. So let's get my book out here. Yeah, I draw things usually, but not always. Okay. Oh, there's my Be Right Back sign. All right, let's find an empty page here. My book's getting full. My idea book. All right, here's a page. All right, so yeah, right. Okay, so why? Thank you, Lisa. I'm organized except in my computer room, but when I do stuff, it's organized and sometimes to a fault. Uh-oh, someone's tweeting me. Is that you, Dee Dee? Is Dee Dee tweeting me? Oh, that's Susan. You guys tweet Susan and tell her I'm on. Okay, hold on. So let's close TweetDeck on my computer at least. And then let's put my phone on silent. So my iPad will still bleep, but anyway. Oh, no, Linda. Well, my older sister was in love with David Cassidy. My younger, or Sean Cassidy, I think it was. Yeah, Sean. And my younger sister was, her teenage heartthrob was Donny Osmond. And mine was Leif Garrett, although his fame was fleeting and short-lived. Anyway, so it's going to be a box. It's going to have, whoa, Jean. Woohoo. A lid, of course. Alright. So I wanted to have a hinged lid so that they don't lose it, so they can just flop it over. So, and it's going to have a slot in the front for a photo album, a slot in the middle for the guest book, and then in the back for the I Remember cards and any birthday cards that come in. Okay? And we're going to make sure that we're not going to have the guest book by the exit because we don't want anyone grabbing birthday cards and running off with money, because that's happened before. Not to me, but... yeah. A lot of people told Rosie that. Okay. So that's going to be the inside of the box. 3 sections. All right. So, the guest book is going to be half of five and a half by 8.5, but not really. It has to be a little bit larger. So it's going to be 9 high, and then it's going to be 6 plus this ring binding. So let's say 6.5, 9 by 7. It's going to be 6.5, let's say. Well, it's 9 by 6 plus the binding. 9 by 6.5 or so. Yeah, because I'm not going to I won't have a huge binding on it. It'll only have the 1/2 inch binding. Okay, so 9 by 6.5. Then the photo album. If I make it 9, then you can get two photos that are like 4 inches by 7. 9 by 7. So I'm going to do the photo album 9 by 7. So almost the same size. Okay, so that means I want the box to be 10 by 8. 10 long by 8 high, and then by 5 inches. I'll just say 5. 5 inches deep. Okay, so it's going to be 10 by 5. No, excuse me, 8. Whoops. By 5. So that means, okay, so my chipboard for my box. Okay, so I need 2 at 8 by 10, but some of that's going to be the lid. 1.5. Okay, so 8. Actually, why don't I make it 6? No. Because it'll be easier with the chipboard. So 6. And then the lid is going to be 2. Yeah, 2. Oh, bye, Lisa. Okay, so the chipboard. Almost messed that up. Okay, so I need 2 pieces at 8 by 10. 2 at 8 by 10, which is the front and the back. I need 2 at 5 by 6. 2 at 5 by 6 for the sides. I need 2 at 10 by 5 for the bottom and top. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now for the lid, I need 2 at... Okay, now for the lid, I need 2 at 2 by 10 for the front and back edge. And I need 2 at 2 by 5 for the side. Okay. Now, for the connecting it together, I plan to use, where did it go? Oh no. Oh, don't tell me it's gone missing. Just a second. I know it's right here because I saw it. Oh, the other day. Where did it go? My tape. Where did my tape go? Just a moment. Rummage, rummage, rummage here. Hello? Where did my box craft tape go? Paper tape. Okay, well, maybe I'm not. It was going to be a lot easier with that. Oh no. I do not want to make stupid hinges. Because if I do, I'm going to make them out of... Well, that makes me annoyed. It's not in there. Where would I have put it? It was right on my desk. Oh, dang it, gosh darn it. See, I told you guys I'm not really organized. In some ways I am, in other ways I am not. Alright, it's probably under this pile of stuff. Oh my. Oh, there it is. Oh, I knew I saw it somewhere. Phew! Okay. To hold it together, I'm using this roll of craft boxing tape. It's tape for sealing up boxes for shipping, mailing. Phew. Okay, Linda, no problem. All right. So, let's get cutting on the chipboard here. Okay. Cut my biggest pieces first. I need my chipboard. I need to switch out my blade here. Okay. Oh, now where did I put my coffee? Oh, I couldn't have lost my... No, there it is. Never mind. Right in front of me, of course. Okay, so my largest pieces are the 8 by 10. And I need 2 of them. So that's going to take 2 pieces of chipboard. Uh-oh, uh-oh, my papers are all falling. Okay, hold on. Let's put the chipboard there. And put the paper back there so I can reach it. Okay. Oh no, it's still sliding. Come on, really? Be nice to me. There we go. Okay, so 2 at 8 by 10. Okay. Hey, Sarah. So 8 by 10. I'm going to cut the 8 first, which means I'm cutting it at 4 because this is 12 by 12. Was Sarah not feeling well? What happened? I missed something. Oh, not Hovis? Aw, sorry, Sarah. Oh, that's so sad. By 10. Oh. Oh, Jerry. Oh, I didn't realize you had. Oh, yes, I remember now. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Well, I'll try and cheer you up a bit. Meow. I know I'm not a kitty, but I'll try and cheer you up. Oh. Okay, I've got to move down the arm of my computer chair. I'm going to whack my knuckles here. All right, so taking off my 8 first. Oh, and I've got to label this. Okay, so. Oh, shoot, I did the wrong size. Dang it all. Glad I didn't cut the second one. I didn't switch it on my list. 6. Oh, well. At least I only cut one. Actually, what I think I'm going to do, what might be a better idea. Let's see. What's going to work better? Ah, now I lost my page because I closed it by mistake. Okay, no, it won't work any other way. Okay, so I have to take another 2 inches off this one. Oh well. We have to use it somewhere, I'm sure. I don't want to do it on the cut side that's already cut. So I need one rough edge. Okay, I'm going to cut my pieces and then then I'll be able to figure out how big a piece of Tyvek I need. That's why I'm cutting my pieces first. Okay, my feet are up, Elaine. Thank you so much for vacuuming. So, all right, now, all right, so this is the front. Six inches. by 10. Excuse me. Okay, so this is back. All right. Then I need 2 at 5 by 6. So that's good. That'll cut right from this other one that I just 5 inches. Oh, for goodness sakes. Why do I keep losing pens? They like roll off. I need a square pen so it doesn't keep rolling away. Oh, there it is. Side. Keep it in my hand. Hi, Sherry. Hi, B3. Woohoo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so it goes this way. I'm going to put an arrow on it so I don't mess up. They're not square, but not quite square, so. Okay, so. All right. So that's the bottom. So I need a bottom that's 10 by 5 for the bottom and a 10 by 5 for the top lid. Okay. So this time I'm going to cut the 10 first, and then I can cut 2 5s off it. Well, I ate a hamburger. I cooked and ate a hamburger today, and I did that computer stuff. That's what I did today, and now I'm streaming. Okay, so 10 now to do by 2 by 5s. 2 10 by 5s. 5 inches. Whoops. Blade came out. So bottom. And they sold their house. Sarah, they sold their house. It's exciting. She's gonna be a Vegas showgirl now. Yep, she is. Our Sherry, the Vegas showgirl. Alright, so now I just need the lid pieces. And they're all 2 inches, so they'll be able to cut from leftover 2 by 10 and 2 by 10. So what's this one? This is 2 by 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh! That's lid front. And cut, this is still by 12, right? Yeah. So cut 2 inches off this. Guys haven't seen me build in a while. And back lid. Now I need 2 2x5s. Just need an inch cut off. Yes, Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas Stamps. That stamp company that has all those stamps and some very funny ones. And lid side. There's my pieces, and this is what's left over from 4 sheets, so not too much waste. But this definitely can be used. I'll put that in my slot where I have my leftover chipboard pieces. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's the chipboard I'll be cutting for now. Oops. So put that there. And get that in its slot. Now, in order to figure out how big my piece of paper is going to be, I have to lay out some of my pieces. So the front, I need the bottom. I need the back. So 6. I'd like it all one, even the front, even the lid would be nice if it was all one piece. Because I have a nice long piece of Tyvek, so why can't we make it all one piece, right? So 6, 5, 11, plus 6 is 17, plus 2, 19, plus 5 is 24, plus 2 is 26. So 26 plus, let's make it 30 for good measure. So I need 30 inches. Oh, there's my pen. So, my Craftex, not Tyvek. What am I saying? Sorry, I don't mean Tyvek, I meant Craftex. My Craftex is going to be 30 inches. Now, it's 19 inches wide. So, is that going to be wide enough? I hope so. Sherry, it's for those of you who have come in, I am making a treasure box for my cousin's parents' surprise 80th birthday. So it's going to hold their guest book. It's going to hold a photo album that I'm also going to make, and cards and things like that, memorabilia. So it's going to have 3 slots inside. Oh, I didn't cut the pieces for the slots. That can be the leftover. Better cut those before I forget. And they need to be a little less. So they need to be 10 by, and I'm not going to make them 5, I'm going to make them 4. 10 by 4. Okay, dividers. 10, a little less than 10 by 4, but just like 1/8 of an inch, not even. So I need 10 by 4, and I need 2 of those. So let's see what I've got left over here. That's probably 4 inches, but that's by 12. Let's see, I might have another leftover piece here from somewhere, from something. It doesn't look like I do. That one might be, hold on. Nope. They're all just like 2 or 3 inch pieces. Those ones that are taller aren't long enough. Okay. Alright. That's okay. I'll cut another one. Okay, wee Sarah. I didn't say a number 11, so you're really lost. Brett, B3. You're really lost. I'm gonna have to switch my blade back. I don't want to forget to cut these and insert them, so I want to do it now. I thought I was done and I wasn't. Oops. Okay. No. Oh, okay, B3. Gotcha. That. Okay. Sorry. I thought you meant. Okay. Never mind. I see what you're talking about now. Okay, now I forget what I said I'm doing. 4. Let's do 4.5. Just to be safe. I don't want it as tall as the sides, but I want it to be tall enough to hold the weight of the books. Okay, so these two are that's left over. Okay, so insert. Okay, so I was trying to figure out if 19 wide is going to be long enough. 10, and it's not going to be. So well, I can always add extra on the. It's going to be like an inch short. Oh well. This is going to be 10 and 5 and 5, so it's going to be 20. A little more than an inch short. Oh well, that'll work. I can make it work. So 30 inches long. I need a piece of Craftex 30 inches long. And I'm going to need to color it because mine's white and I want to make it look like leather. So, yes, it is, Elaine. It's medium weight. It's about twice the thickness of cereal box. So you can always take your cereal box and double it up. You can just use Aleene's tacky and glue it together. And then if you have a, you can press it together with, if you use like a brayer or a rolling pin with the wet glue to get a really good connection, you can put it together. But mine is graphics. Joanne sells it. I get mine from a Canadian company because I get free shipping with $75. I always order it when I have $75 worth of stuff from them because she includes the heavy chipboard in free shipping. Even if I order 2 packs of 25 chipboard, she'll ship it for free if I've ordered $75. So that's pretty good because it costs a lot to mail. Oh gosh, what was I going for? Oh, my Craftex. So I need to cut 30 inches. And I don't cut straight worth anything, so this is gonna be fun. Oh, I think I'll use my measuring tape to measure. Okay, so oh, and I got a stupid knot. My Tyvek and my Craftex. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Tyvek. No problem. I thought it was on the 20s. There's the 30. There's the 30 right there, and I don't know why I'm doing it on the left-hand side, but anyway. Alright, so I'm going to try and get this cut on the edge of my desk the best I can. so I'll know where it is and get it somewhat straight. Okay, no worries. I'm just working away. I figured if it's more likely I'll actually do something if I stream. So may not be straight, but don't worry, none will be wasted. Okay, I hate those spring scissors. Can't use those at all. Can't cut straight with regular scissors. I certainly can't cut straight with those kind. Okay, this is would have been easier to cut with a craft knife and a ruler, but you know me and craft knives. Okay. Woo. Okay, come on, get over there in that spot. Come on. Oh, wish I had longer arms. Okay, that was a lot. Now I'm not sure how this is going to work. I might need some help from Eileen on how to make it look like leather. Should I use acrylic paint or what? Yeah, it is. This is that new fabric stuff, Linda. So, where did Eileen go? Did she run away when I need her most? Probably. I don't know what scissors I cut this other end with, but man, that's a pretty bad cut even for me. So I'm just going to trim her down. Okay. Okay. So, I need, oh, that's really straight, Jean. Oh, well. Hi, Claire. All right. So it's very thick. Very, very thick. Feels like paper, but it doesn't feel like paper. Anyway. Oh, she's not? Did she disappear? Oh, no. Well, thanks a lot, Eileen. Now, so first of all, I don't want to use, I definitely don't want to use distress inks or anything like that because it has to be waterproof. So I have to use acrylic paint or archival ink. But I think I'm going to start with an acrylic paint based layer. Then I think I'm going to crinkle and wrinkle it. And then I'm going to go over it with some archival brown to make it look like leather. I think that's what I'll do. Since Eileen isn't here, let's just see how this works. So Eileen was supposed to be here and help me, but now she's left. Okay. So I need some browns. Where are my browns? Over here. So I think... All right, now let me look at my brown archival ink first. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so the potting soil. Okay, so let's see. Let's move that back where it belongs. Whoops. Okay, that's why the scissors wouldn't go in. My eraser was in there. All right. So I've got the potting soil. So I think I'll use that for the darker, like, wrinkles. Yeah, maybe I should. You could be right, Linda. You could be right. Because I know I have tons. So I'm just going to start on an end and see what happens. Right? Because I added an extra 4 inches to my length. So let's try so I want the underlayer to be lighter than that then. Let's see here. I think maybe. So let's just do a little test strip. Oh dear. I think I should use I might have to go over. I'm going to have to mute you guys so that I'm going to have to mute me. I need a sponge. I need one of my sponge painting brushes, my sponge brushes. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I know, that's true, Janet. She can do it every time. Every time. It's hilarious. Oh, I could have put on my music thing too, but I never think of it. Okay, so can you hear me all again? I'm going to do it on this crooked side. Okay, so. Oh, guess I best check. Make sure I have enough of this. I should. I only used it a couple times. It doesn't seem to be shaking. It's got to be almost full. Okay. Oh boy, this stuff sucks up the paint. Big time. Interesting. I may need a couple different kinds of paint just to make sure it goes far enough. Let's see. Let's try with this one, see which one looks better. Or maybe I can mix them both. Let's try a strip with this. This is Martha Stewart, whatever color, I don't know. Martha Stewart satin, coconut, or chestnut brown. And this one is apple barrel, industrial beige, no, territorial beige or something. Anyway, something beige. Okay, so let's dry that. There's my heat gun. That's, uh-oh, where's my heat gun? Here's my heat gun. Uh-oh, where did it go? Oh, there it is. On the floor, follow the wire. Fell off the bin. Okay. Sorry, heat gun. It's almost dry anyway, but yeah, it does, Carrie. It's not worth all the extra money, though. Not really. It's a lot more expensive, and I like the other ones just as well, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, and I am not an acrylic paint. Although see, the thing I like about the chestnut, Martha Stewart one, is it picks up the texture better. See that? It picks up the texture better than the other one, so I do like that better about it. It's more of that. It's going to be more of that reddish leather color. Well, maybe it's cheaper there, but it's a whole buck more expensive per bottle at Michael's than the regular stuff. So, okay, so now you wrinkle it. Wrinkle, wrinkle, wrinkle. Random wrinkles. You guys tweet Eileen and tell her I'm going ahead without her, and it might not look like leather if she doesn't come and help me. Alright, I don't know if I wrinkled it enough or not, but I think that one's too dark, I think. I don't know. This one, the Martha Stewart one, I like how it shows the texture better, but it looks more like a rusted box. Oh, there you are! I have to wet it first. I have to wet it? The whole thing? Okay, hold on, Eileen. What do I have to do? I hope I have enough left now to do it. Before I paint it? Or before I wrinkle it? Yes. Oh, there were two parts to that. Okay, Eileen, answer this. Okay. Wet it and scrunch it up. Okay. But I paint it first. But I think that one's too dark. Maybe if if I use the Martha Stewart, hold on. Maybe I can use the Orange Blossom. Where are my other ones? Oh, crap. I don't have all my inks in the right spot yet. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to paint it first. That's definitely for sure. I think. And then I'll wet it, scrunch it up. Oh, here's my other ones. Hold on. Except I'm going to have an avalanche. So, if you hear a bang, it's not me, it's my crafty stuff. Okay, sepia. No, the green won't work, darn it. Oh, some of them fell, I think. The rest of them. Red, green, blue. I know I've got coffee somewhere, but I think it's darker anyway. Okie dokie. Ah! Crash. Nothing important. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. Darn it. All right. So, okay. Alrighty. Let me just see what the sepia is like in some of these spots. See, the thing is, the colors that I have, well, if I used the darker brown, if I use that darker brown, then the brown ink pad won't be too dark. So that's what I'm going to have to do, I think. Welcome back, Sarah. I am trying a small piece. That's the kind of leftover part. Hold on. Okay, let me get another small piece off the corner here. See if that brown color will work better. The dark brown. Woo! Hold on. All right. So let's paint it. Let's try it with the dark now. This is Apple Barrel chocolate bar. That I put a thingamabobby on. Yeah, but the problem is, Eileen, I don't want the outside of this box to have distress ink on it. Because I don't want, if they get it wet, for it to go all messed up. That's the problem. It's going on the outside of a box. So that's why I was doing distressing. Yeah. So we'll see if this is too dark. I might have another brown that's in between. I don't know. wet and scrunch it before I dry it, but then I'll get paint all over my fingers. Can't do that. Now I'll wet it and scrunch it. No way. I'm going to get paint all over my fingers. Geez Louise. I'm going to have a great big huge piece of Tyvek. 30 inches long by 19 to do. Now, will this being wet ruin my archival ink pad? That is the question. Okay. I can tell my hands are going to get very sore because that's really hard to do. My hands are already sore and it's just that teeny tiny little piece. Okay, so let's try this on half of it. Oh, see, my other paint wasn't dry and I got paint on it. Ooh, that's kind of perfect. And I'm just going to try the sepia on the other side to see if it shows up on the other half, see if it shows up any better than the brown one. Alright, now let's dry that and see which side looks better. The side closest to me is using the potting soil. The one farthest away is using sepia. Oh, really? In the washer and then the dryer? You wet and scrunch it before you color it. Well, well, I would have prepped that way ahead of time if I'd known that. But I don't want any of the white showing through. I don't want to do the whole washer thing. I don't know. I'm a bit too lazy for that, I think. Okay, I think the sepia actually shows up a little better because it has a little bit of redness in it, so it kind of stands out a little more. But I think I need a brown that's a little lighter. Strange because the white isn't showing through as much on this as it's showing on the camera. I think the sepia is showing up better. I don't know. Okay, so wet it, scrunch it, and dry it, and then paint it. Okay? Let me try that. And see what happens. Let me try. The reason I want to do it all in one piece is rather than panel it, is because then I don't have to do the corners or anything. But this is so stiff, I'm thinking it might be better just to do panels and then do strips of darker on the edges to make it look like a trunk kind of box. Okay, so I'm going to wet it first. Okay, wet it. Then I get paint and ink on my fingers. Scrunch it. And let's dry this area. Oh, my paper underneath my plastic there is getting all wet. Oh well. Okay. So wet it and scrunch it. So maybe I will do panels instead. It might be easier. Really wet it. Okay, I'll wet it more. Front and back, maybe. Okay, here we go. Okay, so do I paint before I dry it? I assume that's what you mean. No, I can't find it. Oh, that's the textured side. I assume I paint it before. This is Craft Text, Janet. You can get it on Amazon. That's where I bought mine. Well, that lightens up the paint nicely, Eileen. And I think that it's absorbing the paint more. Oh! Geez, thanks a lot, Eileen. Oh, now she tells me, dry it first. Sure, okay. Oh, your fault, Eileen. Oh, yeah, duh, of course I will. Okay, all right. Hold on. It's not quite dry, so... Great. The other side's not textured, but I'll dry it and see what happens. Okay, you know what, Eileen? I'm going to do another... But you know what the thing is? I like how much lighter the paint is. Putting the paint on wet. So... Alright, I'm drying it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to try the other side. We'll see. Alright. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll put it on and then I'll spread it with a brush and see what happens. I have to decide which way I'm going to do it. Oh, that's the water bottle cover. Where's my paint cap? Who stole my paint cap? There it is. Oh. Oh, now there's an idea, Eileen. There's an idea. Yeah, so I'll put the box together and then... So I think what I would do is I think I will paint Graftex in the size pieces I need. And I think they'll all go in my... Because they're all like 5 inches or less. 6 inches is the long... 6 inches. So that'll go in my big shot. So then I'll emboss. I might have something. I have that crackle one that might make it look like leather. I'll try the brown on half of this. And gosh darn it, the sepia on the other half. Oh no, Sarah. That's true, Eileen. It'll definitely save my hands. Okay. Talking about saving hands. My china is still packed. I wanted to sell it, but there's no way I'll ever sell it for even close to what it's worth because it's a discontinued pattern. So unless someone's looking for bits and pieces, then they won't want to buy my whole 8-piece settings. So I guess I'm keeping my china after all. I like that piece too, Eileen. So I think what I'll do, I don't know. I really like that piece. Except now I'm all messed up again because the sepia ink was still wet on it. Alright, well, let me cut my pieces. Let me trim down my pieces and then we'll see. Alright, gotta open my book again, find my page. I guess I'm not doing it all in one big piece. Alright, okay. Six by 10, so I'm not going to do 6 by 10. I'm going to do 5 3/4 by 9 3/4. Alright, I'm going to fold this in half and cut it in half first. Don't worry, I'll use those test pieces down there for die cuts or something. End of August. August 24th is the surprise party. Why? Why were you asking, Eileen? I got the chipboard all cut, ready to go. Now I can cut it on my trimmer. Get decent cuts. You'd order the brown craft tex? Linda would pay someone else to do it. But I would still have to paint the brown craft tex. I guess. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. All right. So this is, make sure I am measuring from the straight edge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost 10. Okay, so what are the ones that are 9.5? I need, or 9 3/4. 6 and 6, so I need 2 of those and 2 that are 4 3/4. Okay. Sorry, 2 that are 5 3/4 and 2 that are 4 3/4. But I'm gonna have to straighten out that edge, so I'll do it there at almost 6. And 5 3/4. Nah. Which edge is straight? Okay, that's the straight edge. So I need 9 3/4. Well, I got little fluffies floating around here. Nine 3/4. Okay, perfect. So there's one. Okay, 5 3/4. Why I'm not, gotta be cut, I gotta cut it from the other edge. The straight edge, Jean. Geesh, I'm lucky I got the other one straight at all. 5 3/4. And 9 3/4. Bye, Linda. To see if I like it. Oh. Well, I think I'm going to do, Linda, Eileen, I'm going to do the scrunchy one, not the embossing one. I think I'm going to scrunch it with my hands and kill my hands. Because I like it. So I'm going to do it that way. Maybe I'll use it on the cover of the guest book and stuff and emboss it for that. How's that as a deal? I think that's what I'll do. I'll use it on the guest book cover and the photo album cover as well, so it matches. But I'll emboss it on those. How's that for a deal? Then you guys will get to see it at some point when I get to that part. Okay, so now I need 4.5 by the 9.5. or 4 3/4 by 9 3/4. Two of those. So 4 3/4 this time. Hi, wee Hootie. Okay, did I do two at that size yet? 4 3/4, 4 3/4, 9 3/4, 4 3/4, 9 3/4. Okay. Phew. All right. Now I need one at 4 3/4 by 6. Oh, okay. I need, before I'm finished, I need a 1 3/4 by 9 3/4. I need two of those. So 1 3/4, and I probably have just enough left of this side. One and 3/4. So these are going to be my, this is going to be my covering. May not be able to do this all in one sitting. So what I'll do is I'll do some and then I'll build the box if I have to take a break. Okay. Oh, darn it. I finished my coffee. I want more coffee. Okay, so I've got enough left to do 1 3/4. I know what I'm going to do with the strips, Eileen, for my corner edges. I'm going to do them with my Dyna Gold for my hinges, but I'll put them on the outside instead of on the inside. That'll look cool, right? My Dyna Gold paint. It'll make it look like a trunk, a leather trunk. You know, for all the corners of my boxes, I'm going to do it with my gold paint, and it'll look like gold, strips of gold or brass. Okay, now I need this at 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. 4 3/4. I hope there's gonna be enough. There should be just enough. Yes. 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 Woohoo! Okay, so that's those two. So I've got, let me just check here. I've got bottom, I've got front, back, bottom, top. The lips, I've got all 4 lips of that. So I just need the side pieces. So I need 2 at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'll do 6 3/4 because I think I can get 2 the other way. 6 3/4. No, hold on. 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. I need to go a little bit more than that because it's not straight. Five 3/4, right. So now I have to do I'm going to waste a lot less Tyvek this way. Wow. So I'm just going to trim this enough to make it straight so that I can cut my 5 3/4 here and get a straight cut. Oh, darn it. Okay. 5 3/4. And it isn't straight. So it's going to be a little less. Okay. And then 4 3/4 and 4 3/4. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to use my darker color paint, but I'm going to wet it so that the paint spreads easier and a little bit lighter. But I'm not going to scrunch it before I paint. Then I'm going to dry the paint, then I'm going to wet it again, scrunch it, and then dry it, and then do my, I think I decided on the brown. Okay. And I'm going to do it on the texture side. So I'm just going to wet it a little bit so that the paint spreads a little better. Okay. Gives me a lighter color. And a little more kind of a, yeah, I like that. Now it looks like wood grain. I don't know. Look at that. Now it looks like wood grain. Except now I'm messing it up and it doesn't look like wood grain anymore, but it looked like wood grain the first swipes. Look at guys, it looks like wood. Almost. It looks like leather like that. Look. Alright. Heat gun coming up. Oops. Actually, why don't I just go through and paint? And then I may not need to heat gun all the time. Hold on, let me get a paper towel here to dry in between. I don't want to make a total mess here. Although I already have. You know what I think that is? A smidgen of that. A little bit of that Martha Stewart paint's coming out of my sponge brush still. That's what that is. That's why I'm getting that cool. So I'm going to have to mix some of her paint in as I go on further and don't get that color anymore, I think. Wood grain leather, exactly. Okay. May have to put a tiny smidge of the Martha Stewart over here. I've got plastic there. So I don't want much of that, but I do want a hint of that. And if that hint of that disappears, I want to be able to add it in. Yeah. So I'm just going to touch. Oh, too much. Too much, too much. Whoops. Not that much. So let's try and work through this then. That one doesn't match at all. Hold on. Let's see if I can lift some of that color. Where's my baby wipes? Let's grab a baby wipe here. Wow, that Martha Stewart paint's pretty strong. There we go. Get some of that up. Don't know if I like that one. It's going to be completely different from the others now because there's too much Martha Stewart. It's just 1 3/4 inches by 5. Yeah, because it's too much. I think it was just that other color. Because that's too orange. I've got to cut another piece. because I don't like it. Wrong way. And I gotta cut it this way. Well, I don't think that side's quite straight, so I'm going to cut it at 2. That side straight. Now do 1 3/4. By 4 3/4. And I have another one in case I mess up. Okay. All right. So, I guess I'm boring everyone with all this painting, but oh well, that's what today's project is. So, I hope you have something to work along and do with me. Wow, I still have way too much of that Martha Stewart stuff in there. I brought another paintbrush over. I think I'm going to use it. There we go. Make sure I'm doing the textured side. Alright, I need to add a little water to that. And mix it up some. Okay. You're watching. All right. There we go. Now I've got it. I'm going to mix it because that's leaving. Gene, you're so smart. That's leaving blotches. That's all right. I'll get rid of that. Yeah, Gene, why didn't you think of that before? And just a smidge of this. I think I might already have enough of that there. Oops. Mix it together before I put it on. Water. way too much on the brown paper, so there we go. I'm just going to go over them all so they get that same intenseness then. There we go. That's it. That's gonna get the color I want. All right, perfect. Come on. Hi, Erica. I'm just painting some craft text for my project. I finally got the kind of color combination that I want. So added a little bit too much water this time. Okay, so let's get another mixture going here. I do. I've got paint on my fingers and I'm just trying to ignore it. So let's not point it out. I'm looking for a little bit more brown on that piece, I think. Oh, so I could do, oh yeah, Carrie, I could do texture on it without texture. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I must have, and I can make an embossing plate with some fun foam. Ah, good idea, Carrie. Oh, now I know what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's get the texture side. One side, they're both sides are textured, but one's a little more textured than the other. Doesn't take much of that Martha Stewart color to mix up there. Good idea, Carrie. I don't know if I have the alligator one or not, but I'll have one that'll be cool. Oh, no, need more brown, definitely. See, it doesn't take much of that Martha Stewart. I just want that little tinge of the red brown. And it doesn't take much of that Martha Stewart mixed in. You would think it would take more because the other one is darker, but it doesn't at all take much. Yeah, that's better. The edges I'll go over with my ink pad in the end, so that doesn't matter as much. That's okay, I know that the nuts is a squirrel. It doesn't come out in mine for some reason. I only get the basic emoticons. Excuse me, sorry, sniffle, sniffle. Come on. Oh, and I gotta wet this a little bit. I just get the happy face, sad face, whatever, yeah. Trying to do as long a strokes as I can so that I kind of get more of just the grain of the material than the actual grain of. So it'd take forever to do with a paintbrush, so this foam one is a much better idea. I've only used Craftex for one other project, and that's making my travel folio, which I'm not going to pick up now because I'll get stuff all over it, brown all over it, but I can show it. I'm at 2:04. Okay, so I've got almost an hour left. Okay. You did you? Put the brayer down long enough? Cool. So I said I haven't built anything in a long time, so this is long past due for me. Although what did I do? Get the paint right back out. Oh well. Okay, let's mix some more paint here. Smidgen of the Martha Stewart. Paint goes along a lot further when you're wetting it and you're wetting the surface. I had to use the whole bottle trying to do it dry on dry. So I like this. It also picks up more of the texture. Oh, a little too red. See, it doesn't take much. Didn't have that much, and it's all to the red. Red, 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 red. That chestnut brown comes through really strong. Must have more pigment. That Martha Stewart, that's what it is, I bet. That Martha Stewart pig paint has more pigment in it. That must be it. See, now that's a little too red. A little bit more brown I need. There we go. Okay. Alright, one more page, and I might only need to add some brown to that. We'll see how far I can get. See if I have enough or not. So, is anyone else scheduled to stream today? I don't know if anyone from that other scrapbooking store is planning on streaming or not. I don't know if there's anyone scheduled or not. I just want to keep going. If not, I'm just going to keep going. Get some stuff done here. Uh-oh. Didn't have enough. I should have mixed more. I should have known. Oops. My bottle's being ornery here. Oh, good. Thank goodness for baby wipes. Must not be wet enough here. There we go. There. Okay, so that's all the pieces. So let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to take that up before. Well, it could be Carrie. It could be. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now, although I'm going to wet them again, I do want to dry the paint. I want the paint to be dry before I start scrunching. So it's because I just don't want my hands totally filled with paint. So now I'm going to wet it. On both sides. I may have to go for more water in a minute. And when I do, I'm going to go for more coffee too. I'm going to put that one back because I don't want to mix up which one I'm using. Were you going to stream later, Carrie? Some of them are darker, but it doesn't matter. It's leather, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. Bye, Lane. You're not planning to stream later? Okay. All right. Let's see if I get enough crinkles in that. Okay. So I'm going to dry it. Heat gun. I should move this because this folder is not heat resistant. It's just plastic, and I really don't need to be melting it right at the moment to my heat plate. Okay, let's put the cover on my now I've got my mat here. Okay. Where did my thing go? Now I can sit it down. Well, just let me know if you change your mind. And I'm just going to go with kind of a light touch here. Just get a little bit going here. There, what do you guys think? I kind of like that. And then I'm going to go around the edges. There. Piece number one, what do you think? does dry a little. More like a suede-y. Well, it definitely looks like suede. I would have to put like a gloss medium on it to make it look like a gloss medium or gloss varnish would make it look like the shiny leather. But no, I don't want it to look like vinyl. I'd rather it look like suede. Yeah, so. Yeah, I guess I should say suede, not leather. Definitely looks more like suede than leather, that's for sure. Okay, number 1. Okay. Here goes. Oh, wait, now, those ones are the ones that are a little... I'm going to go from the bottom of the pile because they'll be a little drier. The paint will be... I just don't want the paint to crack or whatever. Yeah, it does look nice and soft. It feels more like suede than leather too, because it feels more like paper cloth. Real thick paper, kind of clothy. Canvas. Well, no, it doesn't really feel like canvas. It's a little, feels softer than canvas, but it's tougher. But the texture's more like canvas. Yeah, the watered down acrylic, especially Carrie, when I watered it down. When I didn't water it down, it didn't bring out the texture nearly as nicely. Oh, I wonder. I don't know, Janet. It's not too bad since I have the smaller pieces. My hands are pretty strong, not as strong as they used to be. When I played bagpipes, my hands were really strong. I could beat anyone in thumb wrestling when I was playing the bagpipes. And flute. And piano. Yeah. Wonder where my glycerin is. Yeah. Can't remember where I put my glycerin. I know where it should be. I don't know if that's where I put it. My glycerin. But we'll see how far this water takes me. Okay. There we go. Piece number 2. Not quite dry, but it'll dry the rest on its own. But it will have to be completely dry before I glue it on. Yeah, it is working. I like it. I do. I like it. Okay. So next is this smaller piece. So let's spritz on both sides. Oops. And crinkle. Oh no, Eileen. Oh dear. And hello to anyone who's come in since I said my hellos in the beginning. If I missed seeing you, say hi. I apologize. I've been kind of cool. That's cool, Carrie. We didn't have it in school. I had to do mine all privately. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to crunch this and hold it a little bit longer to get the... It's actually harder to do the small pieces to get any wrinkles in it. To stay... There we go. I need one down here. This end. Yeah, I taught it. It was still in high school up there, and it is here in high school. Just when I was in school, it wasn't. I was in a small town school, very small. So we didn't have any choices of subjects in my school. They did in some of the other, in Glasgow they did. And I should have transferred to Glasgow High School, but I just used my private music lessons as a mark. I was still able to use it as a credit, but it was my private music lessons, so... Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to do the edges of that second piece. So I'll have to go back and do that. Excuse me. Got a froggy coming up in my throat. And I didn't do the edge of this one, so I must do the edge. So I don't want to see any of the... There's not much of the white craft text. I got it pretty well with the paint anyway, but just to define the edges. There we go. Exactly. Well, that was why I made a decision. I wanted to be a music teacher ever since I was in grade 2 in school, because we didn't have music in school. Well, we had a crappy... One year, the year I was in grade 2, we had a crappy teacher who traveled from school to school itinerant. Yeah, let's just say I didn't like her much. I don't even remember her name, and I got a B in music. I got an A+ and 100 and everything else, and I got a B in music. Figure that one out. I was bored, apparently. Anyway, my kids aren't bored. So there. Yeah. Yes. In New Brunswick, New Brunswick is very well known all across Canada. We have one of the best education system all across Canada. So much so, let's put it this way. When China was reviewing curriculums and education programs for their schools, guess which province's curriculum they use? They chose ours over all of the curriculums in the US and Canada. They are paired up with New Brunswick, so there are New Brunswick teachers that go over there to teach in their schools, and they follow our curriculum. So, in most of their schools. So that tells you has to be pretty darn tootin' good. And we have an inclusion policy which we are revamping so that all kids are included in our education system, no matter their abilities or disabilities. so they're not sent off elsewhere. And they get their own education program, but they're programmed for the most part within the regular classroom setting with an attendant or an education assistant. And all kids have to take music and art and phys ed up to grade 9. And then in grade 10, they have to take music, art, phys ed, and then in tech from grade 5 to 9, they have to take tech. And then in grade 10, they have to take 2 of the 4, art, music, tech, phys ed. And then in grade 10, 11, 12, they have to have 1 art, 1 drama, 1 music, 1 phys ed, and 1 tech course in their both final 3 years, at least. It's so true, Carrie. I still have kids coming up to me who remember me. I had a girl at Costco remember me because I taught her flute at a one week, 3 hour a day band camp. She saw me not one-on-one, but she saw me in small group setting for a week for an hour a day. And, she remembered me 14 years later and recognized me and thanked me. And she bought a flute and still plays it to this day and just as fun. And that's my goal. It can be such a stress reliever. And actually, when med schools look at their undergrad degrees, you're many more people who have music in their undergrad degree are accepted into med school than any other degrees. Yeah, well, my mom's a teacher. My older sister would have been a good teacher, but she didn't she decided not to do it. And she got married instead. And then divorced. But anyway. My younger sister, not so much. But she's very good at her job. Insurance claims. And of course, my oldest niece is also a teacher. So we've got it in 3 generations right now. Well, it's important. If we didn't have teachers, our next generation would be in more trouble than it already is. It is, Carrie. Music and art are definitely good for the soul. Yes, it does, Carrie. Of course it does. That's a form of teaching. And it's a form of learning, because I'm learning today what I can do with my craft text. So that's cool. Because learning is good too. Love learning new stuff. That depends, Jess. You're true. You're right. Every generation gets a little more scary. But if the news, I see a lot in school. I see a lot, and it's very scary. When you have, because when I was in school, when I started school, in my generation, like just say 50 years ago. 50 years ago, 95% of the kids that started school knew a little bit of reading. They knew their alphabet. They knew how to count to 10 at least, 15. They knew their nursery rhymes. they most 50% knew how to spell their name and write it. I could do it in script, although my teachers wouldn't let me write in script till we actually learned it in grade 3. But nowadays, about 20%. So it's gone down from 90% to 20% of kids that know how to read and know their alphabet and counting and how to spell their name. That's what scares me, because that means in their education they're starting. It doesn't mean they can't learn. It's going to be harder because they're older when they're starting, and they're going to have farther to go. That's what's tough. Really, Eileen? Yeah. Well, you know what? But see, it's hard for me to judge because I only know the American school system from what I see on TV. And from what I see on TV, I'm glad I went to school in Canada. Let's just say that. Even in my day. Now, I know teachers in the U.S. are better paid now than they were. But even when I was coming out 30 years ago, when I was coming out of university, teachers down there were barely earning half of what we were earning here in Canada. And it's really hard. You can't get good teachers if you're not going to pay them the salary, because it's a tough job. It's a hard job. People think you just go in there and stand up in front of a class and teach them stuff, and it's not about that. It's more about every year they change the curriculum that you have to teach the kids. So you have to learn something new every year. Well, not every year. Every 3 or 4 years. They keep adding stuff to your plate that we have to teach. And we have them for less time. Well, it depends on whether, Jess, it depends on whether your focus is on fitness or whether your focus is on the sport. Because as far as I'm concerned, in phys ed class, the focus should not be on the sport and winning and losing. But in phys ed class, the focus should be on kids' fitness. Teach them how to take care of their body. Yes, teach them how to the games. But it's also not all about winning and losing. And that's why I don't put my kids in the music festival either. Even though they say it's non-competitive here. They still give you a gold, silver, or bronze medal. So, hello, how can you say that that's not competition? So, I agree that extracurricular sports outside of the school system, if they want to emphasize winning at a certain age, I'm sorry, a 3-year-old going to play soccer shouldn't have to worry about whether he's winning or losing. He's still learning the game. If you want him to stay in sports, you're going to have to let him win sometimes. Ah, dang it. I'm going to have to go get some more water. I agree. But the majority of phys ed in school should be physical fitness. But I'm not the phys ed teacher, so. But because I wish I had learned a little bit more about physical fitness when I was younger, I might be in decent shape. I might not be, but I might be. I mean, I was fit when I was young because I was in a marching band, so we were on the go all the time. I wasn't in sports, but I was fit. Oh, is that right, Eileen? Cool. Okay. All right. So, now, okay. I mean, our school has intramurals, and they also have, let's see, what teams do they have? They have softball, soccer, volleyball, basketball, badminton. I think that's it. Badminton. Yeah, I think that's our teams. So they do have a chance to play sports and learn how to win and lose. But during class time, it should be physical. It's physical education. It's not sport. The class that they take. Okay, so, and our teacher actually does a whole lot. His whole first 6 weeks is the whole fitness course, and the last 6 weeks is fitness. So he tests them at the beginning of the year. Well, that's what our provincial curriculum is. They have to do the fitness test at the beginning of the year, and then they do the fitness test at the end of the year, and they're expected to improve. Oh, I forgot, Carrie. I forgot that I was going to do it that way. Now I'm doing it this way. So I guess the answer is no. Oops. I forgot. No. They don't do participation. But they do a levels, but they do a levels thing, and they get certificates. But it's not participation. Well, I can't jelly over this. What do you want me to jelly? I forgot and started crinkling. You should have yelled at me earlier, Carrie. Okay, here come the bigger pieces. So, Eileen, that's not what we mean at all. Participation is a national movement to get Canada fit. And it started by Joanne McLeod and Hal Johnson. They're a married couple. They were actually on the Amazing Race 1. They sucked, but they were on Amazing Race 1. Well, they're older now. But they started it. He actually used to be a baseball player. Anyway, and then they met. And they started this participation, which was just a whole series of it was a worldwide Canadian thing to get Canada fit. So... yeah, like for example, 10-year-olds should be able to run a certain amount of meters in a certain amount of time. And if you did that, then you got gold. If you did it in a certain less amount of time, then you were at the silver level. Gold, red, and green or something. Anyway, there were different levels. Yeah, Eileen. Yeah. Yeah, see, Carrie, you were just young enough to have it in grade school. I was too old. I'm too old. I'm old enough to be your mother, almost. If I was a very young mother, I'm old enough to be your mother. Yeah. And I don't know how silly it was. New Brunswick is currently the most unfit and has the highest rate of obesity in all of Canada, the highest rate of diabetes, the highest rate of MS in all of Canada. It's nothing to be proud of in New Brunswick. No, we've got the best education system. I don't know why we have the worst fit people. So I think we need to vamp that part up a little bit. But we are we're a fairly large province by area per capita. Like, we've got a very small population, and the most, in other words, the most land per capita in the whole country. Well, except for the territories, but of all the provinces. So it means there's, you know, a lot of small towns, and kids say not enough to do, but they say that in the city too. So, don't know about that. Okay. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've got 20 minutes almost. So, thank you for reminding me to. Okay, bye, Erica. I'll probably still be here. Okay. Only a couple more pieces, guys. 3 more pieces. They'll be saying, woohoo, only 3 more pieces. And then I'm going to go get some coffee. Well, I might have to go before, because we'll see how far my water goes here. I'm going to have to go after this piece to get some more water. Eileen's being picky again with Judy's wording of her comment. I'll tell ya. Picky, picky, picky. Need to wash my mat at some point here. Oh, sorry, I'm not even on screen when I'm crinkling. Apologize. You guys should be yelling at me, telling me to get on screen. My wrinkling. So Sarah, are you all finished reorganizing your shed and your new storage shed? Your craft shed and your storage shed? I should have got a 3-bedroom place. I could have had a storage room and then a craft room. That would have been a good idea. Maybe it wouldn't have been, because then I would buy even more. Yeah. Me too, because I keep... it's terrible. Okay. This one doesn't seem to be keeping the wrinkles very well, this piece. For some reason. Maybe it's not wet enough. Oh, wouldn't that be fun, wee Sarah, to come over to Scotland and help ye? Love to come to Scotland and help ye. And then you can all come here and help me. You better come here first because I go back to school in a few weeks. Got a month. 1 month left. Okay. Okay. Let's see how much I get from this. I may have to re-wet it once I... Yeah, you'd have to check Eileen's extra suitcase to make sure she doesn't try and take Chunky home with her. You could chase away all the flamingos for her. Could be her flamingo guard dog. Oh, it's always hard to go back, isn't it? I'm looking forward to going back because I miss the kids. But it shall be interesting to see what happens with my legs. And if it doesn't work out this time, I'm not going to be trying a fourth time. The third time's not a charm. I will be retiring with disability. But this year they will be forced to follow my necessary schedule, so it should work out fine. Okay, so that worked out okay. I like that. And edges. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces left, but I have to go refill my water bottle. And I want to refill my coffee as well. And maybe... Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording here since I have to go and refill my water bottle and refill my coffee. So my water spritzy bottle here. And so I'm going to stop the recording here and start a new one when I come back. So, I'm going to keep the broadcast going though.